From 6 News, the station on your side. This is The 7.
Good evening, I'm Bo Williams, and welcome to The 7. Tonight, snow dominates our entire list of big stories. The biggest of the big stories, school districts calling off classes for Friday. Knox County schools will be closed tomorrow. The school system revealing that decision about 3 hours ago, closing the central office and canceling all athletics and after-school activities through the weekend. Now, schools in surrounding communities are also closed tomorrow, including Anderson, Blount, Loudoun, and Sevier counties. But really, that's just a fraction of the closings that are out there right now. As a matter of fact, our full list of school closures scrolling at the bottom of your screen. You can also find it on WATE.com, so check there as well. Of course, we'll continue to update it for you throughout the night and into tomorrow. As for the why behind the closures, well, we turn to Storm Team 6 Chief Meteorologist Ken Weathers for the answer. Ken.
Hey, Bo, all quiet across the area this evening, so no issues if you do need to get out. It's quiet, it's dry. Gatlinburg Sky Park, looking back down on the roads, they're all fine for now. Temperatures getting cold quickly, though. Sevierville 27, same thing in Jefferson City, 25 Middlesboro, Williamsburg, Allerton, Fairfield, Glade. So we're continuing to drop pretty quickly. We'll end up in the teens and low 20s by about 2 or 3 a.m. and then maybe come up a degree or two as we get closer to sunrise. But cold air has not been a problem this week. It won't be a problem tonight. So timing of when the snow starts to arrive, about 8 to 10, areas south and west, 10 to noon here in the central sections, and northeast about 11 to 1. The steadier, heavier snow, think early afternoon into early evening area wide. It'll start light, then it'll increase in coverage as we go through the day. So here in Knoxville, what I'm looking at, pretty quiet, at least first thing in the morning, and then it ramps up very quickly late morning, right into the afternoon, and temperatures aren't going to change much from mid-20s in the morning to only low 30s by the afternoon. I still think there could be a little bit of warm air that works its way up into the lower elevations, the foothills. So we've got some slightly lower totals there, some 1 to 3 inch amounts. Highest elevations of the Smokies 6 to 8, with some sleet mixing in south. We're talking 2 to 4 inch totals. 4 to 8, biggest totals across the plateau, and about 3 to 6 Knoxville northward. As I always say, though, the amounts aren't going to imagine as much. Everybody is going to see travel impacts, Bo, and it's going to last a while. I'll tell you if it does warm up anytime soon coming up.
All right, Ken, we'll check back with you here in just a little bit. Well, our next big story for you, a night before it snows, tradition renewed. Your neighbors buying up milk and bread plus supplies for melting the snow, shoveling it, or having fun in it. 6 News reporter Dominic Webster is at a grocery store to see the winter weather rush.
The food city here off of Shad Road in northwest Knox County has been busy all week as people continue to get those final preparations for that winter weather. We are expecting the number of customers growing from Tuesday into today. Everything from milk and bread to snow and ice melt was being bought in whirlwind fashion today, the bread being restocked multiple times. I was told they had one more stack of bread carts for sandwich bread left for today. They won't have any more hot dog or hamburger buns until tomorrow when the next shipment comes in. The special events manager, Betsy James, tells me they plan to remain open on normal hours.
We like to run as normal. We have, who in your store is four-wheel drive, who wants to get out and pick up associates, so it's kind of a very much family atmosphere. So they kind of have a plan in place of who can be here. Now, of course, if they can't make it, we understand and we'll do, whatever's needed. A lot of our managers are trained in other departments. So when we're open, we can at least get, the bare necessities done.
That snow and ice melt was also a hot commodity here at this food city. People buying it to make sure that their walkways and driveways at home do not get iced over and they are able to walk around outside, enjoy the snow a little bit, and even get their cars out of the driveway if need be. Reporting in northwest Knox County, Dominic Webster, 6 on your side.
All right, Dominic, thank you. More of that pre-snow buying happening at Elder's Ace Hardware off Chapman Highway in South Knoxville. And as you can imagine, some items were selling pretty fast today.
Heaters, propane, little personal heaters, anything heat related. A lot of snow sleds too. Yeah, people are prepared. Now they're looking for a little bit of fun. What's coming up? So snow sleds are doing good. Snow shovels. We're out of snow shovels.
And a big effort continues tonight, preparing your roadways for the weather ahead. Today, we learned Knox County spent $400,000 to replenish its salt pile after using its entire supply during last year's winter storm. That experience, though, comes with lessons learned and more experience helping the county now prepare for this year's weather. The county also spent around $100,000 to $200,000 to upgrade vehicles. Crews have already been out on the roads the past few days, treating them with salt brine. Knox County Engineering and Public Works Director Jim Snowden says crews have already pre-treated 500 miles of their top priority roads.
Our main roads clear first, those ones that are the arterials that lead and gather that traffic into and out of the communities. And then we kind of work towards collectors, which are then the next level street. And then lastly, obviously, the residential and local streets that may be dead ends. So, but yes, we do have a process in place to certainly identify the streets that have the most traffic, as well as certainly emergency locations around hospitals, nursing homes, things with those medical facilities. We want to get there too.
County's entire fleet of plows and other vehicles will be out on the road starting tomorrow. And up in the Smokies, park rangers closing more roads tonight, and of course they're planning even more closures in the morning. The National Park Service plans to close all visitor centers for safety reasons as of 8 a.m. And Cades Cove Loop Road and Cherokee Orchard Road closed today at sundown. Tomorrow morning, rangers will close all of Foothills Parkway, Laurel Creek, and Little River Road. Newfound Gap Road, the eastern part of Foothills Parkway, and Cosby Entrance Road are already closed, either due to snow and ice, construction, or just routine closures for the winter season. And the effort to prepare happening in communities big and small tonight, from the valley to the plateau. People in Roane County getting ready for the winter weather in many different ways, from road maintenance to grocery shopping. There, too, highway department workers have been spraying brine, putting down salt. Tomorrow, they have multiple satellite stations and a mixture of salt and rock made up, well, to combat the snow. Still, though, the message we've heard repeatedly, stay off the roads once the snow starts unless it's an emergency.
Should be about 3 seconds on a normal road at normal traffic speeds. But when tomorrow, if we're getting the snow and ice we're supposed to, you want to expand on that. That way you have more time to brake. You want to watch as you're going around curves. And even if you can't see the ice, you still want to pay attention because you do have black ice.
Remember, you can check road conditions through the TDOT SmartWay network online or by calling 511. Tennessee has declared a state of emergency across the volunteer state ahead of the winter weather in the forecast, and you are being asked to stock up on those groceries, medications, supplies, and just to stay home if possible. Also, if you get stuck out on the road during the winter weather, the Highway Patrol says dial star THP if you need help. And the winter weather preparation effort also happening on state highways and interstates. TDOT has been out brining the interstates and state highways ahead of the snowfall. Mark Nagy with TDOT stopping by the 6 News studios this afternoon, and he adds there is a plan for road crews come tomorrow.
This is go time,
yeah.
You know, so this is something that we prepare for all year round. So we'll have our crews reporting for work early tomorrow morning all across the region, and they'll head to their routes before the snow starts, and then they'll put salt down, hopefully be able to melt some of that snow. But this is going to be a significant winter weather event. We've got all hands on deck. We're ready to go.
And while we hope you won't need it, an emergency kit could be a big help for you in this sort of weather. AAA recommending that you make an emergency vehicle kit consisting of gloves, blankets, ice scraper, jumper cables, tire gauge, as well as make sure you got some snacks and some water. Group also suggests taking a look at the tread on your tires before tomorrow. And if you do have to head out on Friday, AAA recommends you steer away from using car systems like cruise control or maybe auto braking, as they don't account for the potential slick conditions.
You want to check things like tire pressure and tire tread. Also look at getting your battery tested. These really cold conditions are one of the quickest ways to zap the battery's power, especially if it's maybe 3 to 5 years old. You definitely want to get that checked.
If you make an emergency prepared kit, just keep it in the back of your car. If it's there, you can, of course, can save you in a pinch. And once you put a kit together, all you have to do then is just refresh it each time winter weather like this comes around. All right, on your side tonight, and with the cold temperatures, a number of churches will continue to serve as warming centers for people in need. Here in Knoxville and Knox County, the Office on Housing Stabilization says these centers will be open to anyone who needs a warm place to stay when temperatures go below 25 degrees. So far this week, we're told more than 750 people have used the warming centers. Again, that's this week alone. And here's the list of centers from that city-county effort: Fountain City United Methodist, Vestal United Methodist, Magnolia Avenue United Methodist, and Cokesbury Church. There is also an overflow site that will open at the Salvation Army on North Broadway. And a new warming center opening up tonight at Honey Rock Church in East Knoxville. We're told the doors will open there tonight at 8 o'clock, and we're told it has room for about 60 people. And if you live outside Knoxville, you can go to TEMA's website. You will find this map. You can find a link in our warming center story on WAT.com. But again, you can click on those little yellow buttons and it will tell you about warming centers in your community. All right, we're planning lots of coverage from before the snowflakes start falling as it piles up and through the snowy weekend. And it's a good idea to have our free 6 on Your Side weather app with you before it hits. Our app lets you monitor conditions wherever you are, even if the power goes out. And to download it, just scan the QR code on your screen or search Knoxville Weather in the App Store or Google Play. All right, we have an update for you tonight about the leadership of Blount County Schools. School board members tonight picking a new interim superintendent, Jake Jones. He's taking over for David Merle. We told you earlier in the week when Merle announced that he was resigning after serving in that position for 14 years. Well, the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency says a contract has now been awarded to remove debris in northeast Tennessee rivers and lakes after Helene. TEMA says Knoxville contractor Phillips and Jordan have now been chosen as the primary vendors to remove debris from the Nolichucky River, the French Broad, the Pigeon River, Watauga Lake, and multiple waterways in Johnson County. TEMA adds that the debris will be safely removed from rivers, creeks, and lakes to restore natural water flow and prevent blockages that could cause more flooding. Removal efforts are expected to start this month and will likely take several months to complete.